What is up, guys? It's your boy TSL here, back with a brand new SPTS video. In today's video we'll be finishing classes, and basically we'll be fixing some stuff that our stupid selves forgot to do last video, and basically adding the overhead GUI that shows everybody what rank we are so we can scare everybody and they will run away and leave us alone so that we can train in peace. So the first thing we're going to do is add in a part. So we'll just make our billboard GUI. So in this part we need to add a billboard GUI. And in the billboard GUI, some settings we're going to need is the always on top to true we're going to want. We're going to want enable true, which it already is. For the size, I think we're going to do 2, 0, 2, 0. And yep. And then maybe what else should we do? Oh yeah, one more thing, extends offset of 0, 3, 0. And then inside this billboard GUI we're going to want an image label, and this image label first starting out we'll have in the starter GUI we'll go into, well, let me finish what I was saying first. I guess in the image label it will start off showing us F class unless our value chain of our class is different. So basically in our classes / fusions GUI, inside of our frame, classes, frame, scrolling frame, let's go to F class and we want to copy this. Now that we've copied that, we can paste it over in this image label right here, and then we can make the size 1, 0, 1, 0. There we go. So now we can change the background color to, I think, 255, 111, 0. And now it's a nice orange, and you see that beautiful F-class logo we made last video. Alright, so what we're going to want to rename this to is classes overhead. So classes overhead, and we're going to want to go into server storage, make a new folder, and call this folder, how about overhead GUIs, and then we'll grab our classes overhead and put it inside there. So now we can delete this useless part, and now we can go into making it change. So basically what we forgot to do is we forgot to, like in the last video, we made it so that you buy classes with coins, which is not what you do. You need total power to get classes, so that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to make a total power stat, and then we'll come back to the overhead GUI. So basically inside of our leader stats, what we're going to need is a new stat, and this stat will have to be called total power, right? It only makes sense. So we're going to scroll down to where our endurance is, right here. We'll copy this, and we'll call this local TP, and TP. This will be a number value, yep. And then instead of the name of it being endurance, we will set the name to total power. Alright, and if we save this, there we go. Then now at the end of the script, what we're going to want to do is, first of all, with our total power, it shouldn't start at 0. It should start at the value of strength plus the value of PSP plus the value of endurance. And or end, it's called end. And remember, we have to put dot values after all of these. There. Alright, so now at the end we want to set it up so that if one of our strength or psychic or endurance changes, then our total power will change. So what we're going to do is grab our strength, and we'll have a dot changed function, and we'll connect it, or dot changed event, we'll connect it to a function, and basically what that's going to do is just set tp.value equal to this. So let's just copy that and paste it here. Then copy this whole function, paste it 2 more times, change this to PSP, change this to end. And there we have it. That's our total power stat. So then what we want to do is add it to our player stats GUI real quick. So into starter GUI, close this real quick, go into player stats, frame. We can just show this frame, make it visible to true. Let's say, let's grab our status and we can, how about duplicate it and then just drag it up. And we're gonna make the roundified version over here to that 255,111,0 color. We'll make it say, we'll make it say, how about total power, colon, and we'll make the name of it to show total power. Alright, so now what we're going to do is go into local script. We'll say total power, and over here, instead of getting the leader stats, we'll just connect it to the player, and we'll wait for status, but no, we don't want to wait for status. Instead, dot, and then we don't want to search for status, we want to search for total power, and that should be that. So now what we want to do is start making this overhead thing update first of all, and then display over the character. So inside of starter player, we're going to want to go in starter character scripts, and we're going to have a script over here, and we'll call it, how about add overhead GUIs, because we'll have more in the future for like your fusion possibly or something. We might have more in the future, so that's what we're going to call it this. So in this script, what we're going to have is a simple, well actually it's going to be very simple, but there's going to be a lot of variables at the beginning. So we'll do local overhead GUIs, local overhead GUIs is equal to game.replicated storage colon wait for child, and I don't know why we did replicated storage. This should be server storage and wait for child and overhead GUIs. So then what we'll do local classes GUI is equal to our overhead GUI colon find or wait for child, and our classes overhead. Alright, so then what we'll do local character is equal to script.parent. We'll do local head is equal to character.head. And then what we'll do local player is equal to game.players, game.players colon get player from character, character, and then we'll do local current rank is equal to, or current class rather, is equal to player dot or colon wait for child and class. Alright, so that's our main variables. We'll just need one more, that's a map called local IDs, and this will be equal to a map. So we'll have F class as one of them. We'll name it like this, and right now we'll just make it equal to an empty string, and then we'll have D class as the other and make it to an empty string for now. So basically what this is going to do is, well, if you've never seen this, it's a map. So basically what you can do, you have these curly braces, then you can have a name called a key, and then an equal sign, followed by an equal sign, and then a value. So an int, a float, a string, or a boolean. Any one of those can follow that. So we're going to use a string, and of course you can separate multiple values by a comma, so you can have like key, and then you can have key 2 is equal to 0, and then key 3 is equal to 0, stuff like that. So basically these will store our image IDs, so like the image ID and the Roblox ID. So in Starter GUI, we'll go back into our classes in Fusion. So we'll go into F-class image button, and we'll copy this image ID, and we'll paste it into here. And then we'll go into the D-class button and copy it also and paste it here. Alright, so now that we have that, we'll have another variable. It's our last one, guys. Don't worry. This will be new classes clone, or new classes GUI is equal to classes GUI clone. We'll do new classes GUI dot parent is equal to head, and we'll do new classes GUI dot name is equal to overhead classes GUI. Alright, so now the last thing we have to do here is we'll set up a current class dot changed event, and we'll connect it to a function. So basically whenever the class change, so whenever we get a new class, what we're going to want to do is set the overhead GUIs or the overhead GUIs image label, or image or image label, image to one of these IDs depending on the class. So it'll start off as F class, and then if we buy D class, then it'll be D class. So what I want to say is basically, let's say you add another class, let's say how about like C class, then basically you'll put comma C class, or C class is equal to, and then the ID. Alright, so now basically what we would want to do is new classes GUI dot image label dot image, and set it equal to like IDs at like, let's say F class, or like IDs at the current class, but we can't do that because we have dashes in our class value. So basically what we're gonna have to do is make another variable, and this one will be called classes to change, or class to change to, and basically this will be our current class dot value, and then colon G sub, and we want to get the dash and then blank character. So basically what this does is it goes into our current class's value, string value, and it replaces this dash with an empty character. So if you didn't know, colon G sub will replace whatever you put before this will replace this character in the string you put before the colon G sub with whatever you put after it. So in this case we want to remove it, so we get the dash and replace it with an empty character. Another way you can do this is you can do like string dot G sub, and then you can pass the string, so in this case current class dot value, and then the what you want to replace, and then what you want to replace it to. This will work just the same as this, but I think this is a bit cleaner. Alright, so what we want to do now is, instead of this, we want to do class to change to. Alright, so that should be, whoops, wrong thing. That should be that. If I can click the save button, So now the last thing we need to do, we forgot, we have to change the way we buy. So first of all, we can close, like make this frame visible to false. I thought we did that already, but I guess we didn't. Alright, so what we're going to want to do is go into replicated storage, make a remote event, and we want to call it reset. Or, yeah. Well, not just reset, so click this remote event, like reset stats. Yeah, and then in server script service, we need script. Well, we don't need script, we need a script. And then we'll do local event, you already guessed, is equal to game.replicatorstorage.resetStats. We'll do event : fire server, or yeah, fire, actually no, event.onServer event : connect function. Well, we just want the player, and then what we want to do player.strength.value is equal to 0, and then we can just copy this, paste it 2 times, then change this to player.psp.value in endurance. And notice we don't need the total power, and the reason is because we have those onChanged events constantly listening in our leader stats. So as soon as one of these values changes, it automatically updates. So we can rename the script to reset stat script, and we can save this to ROBLOX. Now the very last thing we need to do is go into our buy button in local script. This is named wrong. Don't know why it's like that. This is supposed to be reset now anyways, and this will be reset stats. In the replicated storage tab reset stats, we'll do reset : fire server after this, and then instead of coins here, we'll do local TP is equal to player at total power. Yeah. Also, this, if you didn't know, is another way to select instead of using dot, because in dot you cannot have spaces. So this is basically like : find for child, : wait for child, or like a dot to total power, but there's a space, so we can't use dot. So now we'll just change this to tp.value if it's greater than or equal to 50. Then we can get a new class. We'll set the class to D class, and then we'll reset our stats. Alright, so that should be all we need to do. So let's go ahead and test this. Alright, so right now if we go into our stats and we get some psychic, you see our total power is increasing, in fact. So let me get some multipliers for all of these. Alright, so now we're at 7 or 9. Now we're at 11 psychic and 11 total power. Now if I punch, we're at 6 strength. Let's get to 10. We're at 10 strength and 11 psychic, so that's 21, and we have 21 total power. Now with our push-ups, if we get to 10 as well, then now we have 10 strength, 10 endurance, and 11 psychic, which is 31, and we have 31 total power. So right now if we get another multiplier, you see it keeps going up, and now that our total power has reached past 50, if we close this, go here. Also, there is no GUI over our head, which I just realized for some weird reason. Is it glitching again? That's weird. Hold on, let's rejoin. It should have cloned it into our... So if we go into our character, or yeah, and then we have the script in here, so in our head, we do not have this. Was there any error or something? Head, oh, we made a simple spelling mistake. We have a lowercase, this is supposed to be a capital. And now if we save this, everything will work as expected. They get you on the slightest things. Alright, so you see now it's over our head. So now if we just get a big multiplier of 4, and then 4, and then 4, and then more. Alright, so now we're going up at 8. And let's just get some push-ups, or punches and push-ups, and then more psychic. So now we're at 56, so now if we go over here, D class, by, then now we have 2, and now total power 0, and all our stats are at 0, and it works. And we're getting 16 now because we have a times 8 multiplier times 2, just like we get 8 with this now. Alright guys, so that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed and hope this helped you out. Please remember to leave a like and subscribe. Subscribing helps me out a ton, and most of you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, which is absolutely insane. You guys should really do it. It's 100% free. Motivates me to put out more videos and tutorials so you guys can get one step closer to making your dream games. So that being said, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.